Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and welcome to okay. Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and something really funny just happened. I was taping, I started recording, and I looked at the video camera all of a sudden. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm recording a video. Like, and I totally lost it. So now I'm kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about photo editing, and I know that can seem really like, when I think about photo editing, I think, do I really have time to do one more thing? Like, I really would like this process to be easy, and I really don't want to spend hours learning a new program. I don't want to spend a bunch of money buying a program. I just want things to be simple. So that's where I'm coming from with this segment. Okay, there are tons of other videos out there, other people that can talk to you about photo editing to the extreme, and you can buy all the programs and you can spend the money and the time, and if that's what you want to do, that's great. I follow Project Life blogs of women that do this, that spend 2 or 3 hours editing photos, and they look amazing, and they do all these amazing things, and they put the overlays on them, and they, you look at them and you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. But I don't have the desire to do that. So again, I'm always going to be reminding you guys to remember to keep the end in mind. What is it that you want? Okay. If you don't want to edit videos, what's going to happen is, if you feel like you have to do that and you put all the time and effort into it and you don't really want to do it, by February, you're going to quit doing your album. Okay. So that's not where we want to go with this. Okay. So here are some of the few edits that I want to talk to you guys about that you can do that are possible. Okay. So let's turn around and let's take a peek at my album. Okay, so here we are at my album. You guys have seen this. You guys know that I share at the end of every month, I share my album, okay? So, and this is like in July, August, I wasn't doing this yet, okay? In August is where I really started finding my groove, okay? So it took me from January to August to get a good grasp on this. And that is let's just have an honest moment, okay? This last year, 2013 for me, has really been about learning what I like to do with Project Life, how it's going to work for me, how to keep it simple. Okay, so in August is where I really started finding a good groove and a really good place for me. What I found is that I really like using the smaller photos. Okay, so I hear people ask, how do you get a 3x4 photo? How do you do that? Oh my gosh, it's so amazing, a 3x4 photo. Okay, you know what I do? I cut the photo down. I trim it. I stick a 4x6 photo in my trimmer, and I cut it at 3 inches. Then I have a 3x4 photo. This photo is a little bit smaller because I wanted to have the title here, okay? So when this photo and this photo, you can see are kind of the same, okay? This photo is of Wendy and Andrew sitting, we're feeding the ducks. And then this photo is of all of us feeding the ducks. When I took this photo, I knew I wanted this photo to be my photo for that day. Okay, so I knew in my mind when I got my phone out to snap this photo that this was going to go into this spot in my album. However, I took several other photos that day. This happened to be one of the photos that I took. Now, the story behind this photo is Wendy has been in Andrew's life since the day he was born. Like, she's here 5 or 6 times a week. It's like she has always been around him, but he will never come to her. He'll never let her hold him or sit with her. And so in August is when he started allowing her to hold him. So it was funny because he was sitting with her, so I snapped that photo. So when I was looking at my photos, when I put them, we just talked about organizing your photos into your folders. So after I did that and I was looking at these photos, I knew I got both of these printed. But when I was deciding what would go in my album, I cut this down and put it in a 3x4 slot with a title that matches this photo. Okay, so that's one of the things that I keep in mind when I'm thinking about editing, you know, quote, editing my photos. That's the kind of thing I think. I think, okay, this one can be cut down, and I'm not going to go through all of the hassle to make that photo smaller on the computer and quote, edit it on the computer to make it a 3x4 photo. Okay, it is 100 times simpler to grab your trimmer and chop that photo up. Okay, that's just where I'm coming from. So next, the other thing that I started doing is, this is an edit on the computer. Let me find one. Keep going, I think. Sorry guys, I gotta find it. I'm not sure. Okay, so here is, I've done a video on this. You can see there are 4 different photos into one photo. I did a video tutorial on how to do this using a program called Photosheet. I will link, let's see, I will put the video link right down below. If you click below right here, it's going to say, right at the bottom of this video, it's going to say click here for video tutorial of Photosheet. If you click there, you can see the video where I walk you through step by step on the computer how I do this. It's a free program. You literally grab your photos, drop it into the program. It does this, you save it, and then you print it normal. I just send this through my printer. Like I send it to Walgreens, or I upload it to Snapfish, have Walgreens print it, and it comes just like this. Okay, so there's an example of 4 photos in one 4x6 picture, okay, because this is what we did this day. I really wanted to use all these photos. I didn't want to take slots up down here, so I just did it in the 4x6. I did it here as well. We went to the park. They're all pretty much the same photo. So I didn't need, you know, 4x6 photos. Same thing down here. This, I knew I wanted you guys have seen this photo last week during our series. I knew that I wanted a photo. My photo of the day was obviously being at Wendy's house, helping her do Project Life. I ended up with 2 photos. I just put them together. Okay. That is an example of editing. The only other editing situation, quote, situation that I am going to start to attempt to do. Let me see if I can find a photo where it is needed. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking. Well, this one is kind of... Okay, so remember when I talked about my main goal for this year, for 2013, my main goal was to just get the photos in the album. So I took photos with our cell phones. Okay, so I've just talked to you guys about that. And one of the downfalls to taking photos with my husband's phone is it doesn't have a flash. So if we use that at night, then sometimes the pictures come out dark. I can tell this was taken with his phone in the evening when it was dark. So there is really simple programs, even just with, if you have a Mac, I'm sure, because of course a Apple computer comes with everything. So I'm sure there's some simple program that just comes with that. You can like literally just click on it and like, you know, add lighting or whatever. I always recommend the program that I really love is called Microsoft Picture It, and you can get that for really cheap. I have a really, really old version of it, and that's how I edit all of my photos for my business. So for my website, any photos that I'm doing with Stampin' Up stuff or that I'm posting for you guys to see, that's the program I'm using to add my watermark, to lighten up my photos if they're too dark. So my goal for next year is to get the updated version of that program, because literally I have like, I think the version I have is like 2005. I mean, it is old. It won't even load onto my newer computer. So my goal for next year is to get that program, the newer version. I've seen it on Amazon for 20 bucks. To get that, I'll link it. You can go over to my website by just clicking on the top of this video, going over to the website, and there will be a link under this segment to that program, and you can look at it. It is so super simple, and let me just open the program up and show you on the computer how simple it is, okay? And that's the only other edit that I am going to start doing, is adding some light to my photos when they're too dark. So I'm going to stop this video right now, and we're going to go over to the computer, and I'm going to show you that program, and I'm going to show you how easy it is, and then you can decide if it's worth editing or not. I'll show you two different options that I know that I have on my computer, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, okay guys? So I'll be right back. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back, and you're looking at my computer, and you're looking at, let's just zoom in a little bit. You can see right here I have my folder all set up for 2014. So the exact way that I showed you guys how to organize your photos, I've just gone ahead and set up all of my 2014. So I did Project Life 2014, and then I have January, and then I have Friday, January 3rd. Now I only did the folders inside the months for January because it was just for the purpose of showing you guys how I set it up. I will wait, and then in February when I upload photos, I will create my folder, and that is just in case for some reason I don't print on Friday. It's easier as I go. I don't need to sit here and set it all up, but that is an option. You can just have it all set up, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it. So what I've done is I've dropped a photo into my Friday, January 3rd, just as an example to show you guys, because we're going to talk about editing some photos. And so here we are, and say it's Friday, January 3rd, and you've transferred all of your photos from your devices into that folder, and you've dropped it into that folder, and now you have your photos. Oh, sorry, my camera went unfocused. Okay, so this, I actually went and just grabbed this off Facebook, and then I just named it Dark Photo, because that's really what I want to show you guys, is just some simple edits. So say you have your photos in here, and you're looking at them, and you're like, oh, this one turned out a lot darker than I meant for it to. This is something that I will actually be trying to do more of, I guess, in the coming year. Okay, so you can, if you have Windows, now I don't know about Mac computers, okay? I don't use a Mac. I wish that I did, but I don't. But I'm positive that there's probably some built-in program that's super easy, that's like magic, because, of course, all Apple products are like that. So you can Google it. If you have you're working on a specific Mac and you want to know, you can probably just Google it, and I'm sure something will come up, or somebody else's video will come up. So if you're on a Windows and you're in here where your folders are, and you're doing that, and here's your photo, make that extra large. Okay, so here's your photo. You can double click on it, and it will open up Windows Photo Viewer. Okay. And up here, you should be able to. Oh, it didn't do it. It didn't open it up in the right one. Okay, let's right click and open with. Usually if I just double click on it, it opens it with Photo Gallery. That's what I wanted to open it with. This is Edit, Organize, or Share. This is the program that just came with my Windows computer. Like I never even knew it existed for the longest time. So you can click on Edit, and it brings this up, and it has all your photos listed here. I'm gonna click yes for that. As all of the photos, so you have Project Life 2014 January, and then Friday, here's your photos. So if you click on that photo, it's a dark photo. Okay, so the only thing that I really want to be able to do to it, I don't want to do a bunch of editing. This is just, if you have Windows, you probably have this program. Let's just use what you have. You don't have to purchase anything. Real simple. So you just click on the photo, and then you go up here to edit. There's a little edit button. You click that edit, you come over here to exposure, and you click. I just always click around. Don't be afraid to click. I don't know anything about photos or, this light or that light or, don't be afraid to click. There's a button right here that says, this button right here says revert to original. So if you click around and you do something you don't want to do, you just click that and you're fine. So I go over here to exposure, and that is what I use to lighten up my photo. So it takes it a minute and then it will lighten it up. And sometimes the photo is just too dark and it doesn't lighten it up a lot. It doesn't, do much for the photo, but sometimes it does. In this case, it did a little tiny bit. It looks a little bit better. You can see a little bit more of it. Here is the color, and you can see if you just click on it, and then you can see when you roll your mouse over each of the other items, you can see it changes your photo. So before you even click on it, you can see what it's going to do. And that lightened it up even more. So then I would close my file, and then it would be saved. So I'm going to revert this to the original because I'm going to show you how to edit it in another program. So that is a really simple program. It's just called Photo Gallery. It will allow you to edit all your photos, and with the really basic photo edits that you're going to need. That's nothing. I mean, it's nothing crazy, okay? We're not doing anything crazy, okay? So I'm going to close that out. Then I'm going to show you Microsoft Picture It. So I have Microsoft Picture It. Again, I told you guys my program is really old. It's Microsoft Picture It 7.0. I opened up the program, and then it asked me if I wanted to open up a photo and where that was. So I'm going to go find that photo, and I open it up, and here's my photo. Okay, super dark photo. So over here this is the simplest program ever. So right here, I can rotate it, I can crop the canvas, I can create a cutout. Right here are my items where I can edit my photo, okay? So I'm zoomed in really far. I'm gonna zoom out to normal, okay? So right here, let me zoom the camera in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Right here is just normal edit. So brightness and contrast, I'm going to brighten up this photo. I know my program and I know about what will work. And so I always know, I've just played around in this program a lot, so I know it. So like I added brightness 30, I'll go to 35, and then I'll add contrast to 15. And then I can be done with that. And I've lightened up my photo. Now, again, this is a really bad photo. It's a really, really dark photo. So the lighting is just, the way I took it was completely not great. So there's only so many things that obviously I can do with it, but that lightened it up a little bit. Here is where I can turn my photo to black and white or antique. I can add the edges to my photo. I can add text. So if I wanted to do a really fun overlay, this is the program I use to add my watermark. So super simple. Like that is as simple as it gets. There is nothing else to that program. So that's why I really, really suggest Microsoft Picture It, because it is simple, it is easy, it does the exact edits that you need. So you can, again, I said you can click on my website and I'll have a link to, I'll find, the latest version, a price on it. You guys will be able to click and see that. So that is editing photos. So that's all I do. That is like the really simple basic edits. And honestly, like I said, I didn't even start doing any of those. I didn't do the photo sheet editing, and I haven't done any of this kind of editing that you're looking at right now at all this year. The photo sheet editing, combining one or more pictures, a couple pictures together, I didn't start doing that until August. So don't feel like this is something that you have to start out doing in January. Remember, you set your goals last week we talked about what goals that you were going to have in starting Project Life. So look at those goals. And at the beginning of this year, I didn't care what my photos looked like. I just wanted to get them in the album. I just wanted to get in the habit of taking photos. I really just needed time to adapt to that way of taking photos. Now I'm at a place where I can edit my photos, spend more time looking at them, thinking about them, that kind of thing. Because now taking photos every day is just, I don't even think about it. I just do it. Okay, so what are we going to end with? I don't think this is the last video. I think I have one more video for you guys regarding, oh yes, printing photos. We'll talk about printing photos next, and then how I choose, what I choose to put in my album, what I choose to, keep out of my album. And then also I have a fun video for you guys of, how I store physically in my house, how I store photos. And then I think I will do a little, I think there'll be 4 videos today, because I think I'm going to do a little video at the very end of different items that you can add to your album, or different ways to take photos. I'm getting a lot of comments and, emails about, well, my life is boring. There's nothing going on. It's so routine. I don't know what to put in there. I don't know what to take pictures of. And I have tons of ideas and resources for you guys. So we'll talk about that at the very end. Okay, guys? So I will be back with our next segment for my Project Life mini series.